So this is the XT5. Not more than about 3 weeks after we pulled out with the SRX, now they got the XT5. And after having been in this car, now understand the 3.6 liter is right now the only option you can get with an XT5. Most likely they'll offer the XT5s with the 2.0 liter sport turbo, or they'll offer it with that 3.0 liter turbo. But for right now, the 3.6 liter is the only engine that you can get. So the XT5 is the exact same thing as the SRX, except for interior upgrades in cut and fit and finish and style. So those things have seen a lot of upgrade, but for the most part, once again, you know, physically it's similar. It's so similar that you can almost say it's the exact same thing. Now granted, you do have that new Q system. Look at this lovely white interior. This is a good looking crossover right here. This is really, really good looking. Very good looking. Look at that. Ignore the blue tape. And I have to say, I am happy with the SRX that we got. My only, the only thing I've constantly criticized was the fact that they need to have powered headrests, powered thigh cushions. And granted, you'll probably never see a V8 option, but it would be nice if Cadillac used a Brembo kit and they put a, what is it? It would be nice if they used a Brembo kit and they put a, what is it, an option in there for like a sport model. That would be really nice, but this looks good.
That's the fun thing. They're sending in all front-wheel drive, luxury models. They're all the same. It'd be nice if they sent the all-wheel. Well, I've sold a few of them already, but they're all all-wheel drive models. They're all nice black diamond, Stella black.
Same, yeah, they got cream and white interiors. Yeah, good looking though.
Interior, carbon plum, but that's probably not going to be here for a while.
Carbon plum? What's that, like purple?
Plum. Yeah, purple. Purple interior.
Wow. 41,000. Okay, so this one does. Okay, that's just a front wheel drive. Front wheel drive, yeah.
Yeah. Not even a luxury collection.
It looks good though, because with that white, when you got the white and the cream leather inside, they just look better.
It's leatherette. No perforations in the seat.
Most people probably wouldn't even notice.
No.
Looks good though.
No. And this base model still has some nice features with it. You get the Q, the backup camera now, remote start. The base SRX had nothing in it. It was embarrassing to sell it. No, I'm just feeling for the camera. Just.
No, I hear what you're saying, because I had a base and I had a premium SRX. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, because the base one really was a lot like an Equinox inside.
Right.
You know, it was just for people who wanted to have a Cadillac.
Exactly.
This is the new XT5. While the interior and exterior of the XT5 definitely are a step up from the SRX, I have to say that the Q system definitely still needs considerable improving. Ultimately, what they've done is, because of the complaints about the way the volume button works and complaints about how the seat buttons work, what Cadillac has done is they've created a system with more labels where you are actually supposed to touch where the labels are instead of having to touch ahead of them or above them or whatever. So ultimately, many of the people who find themselves in an XT5 will definitely enjoy the interior controls of the XT5 more than the SRX. As you can see, the cup holder is not motorized like it is on the CTS, which I'm actually surprised about, considering they spent so much time engineering it on the CTS. Other than that, it's the same gauge cluster, which I'm actually surprised about, since the XTS and some of the newer Cadillacs have a digital virtual gauge cluster. Then again, for a car like this, either one is going to be fine, and I suppose a virtual gauge cluster would work best on the highest end, most expensive luxury model. Okay, storage space is just like the SRX. I think this is definitely going to probably be the next one I get. Okay, so it's pretty much just, yeah, it's just like ours. This guy Caddy Man is always criticizing every single thing I say about a Cadillac. But I have to say that with the exception of some of the interior amenities, such as like, you know, powered headrest, powered thigh cushions, I have to say Cadillac has really knocked the ball out of the park. These things basically started about 41. And that's without, you know, some of the better luxury features, but and you get leatherette rather than getting like this real plush leather right here. But let's look at this option list real quick. The base price is $44,895, and this is of the luxury front-wheel drive collection. So this is not all-wheel drive. A lot of people are going to abandon all-wheel drive because when you have front-wheel drive, unless you live in a very, very harsh climate, you don't necessarily need all-wheel drive. And then some people don't want to get the lower gas mileage. So anyway, $44,895. You add $1,025 for a Q system, $770 for the driver awareness stuff. So that's like the side blind mirrors and this, that, and other, lane departure warnings, you know, all that fun stuff that, you know, basically lets you know you don't know what you're doing when you're behind the wheel. Tri-zone climate control, $625. So, you know, the person in the back or the people in the back can control their climate and everything. Dark Adriatic blue metallic is the paint. The security package, $435. Vehicle interior movement sensor. That's interesting. Oh, that's just like in case you have children or a dog and you forgot to put the windows down and they'd start suffocating. You know, it's designed to not let that happen. $3,700 in option brings it up to $48,595, and now your total is about $50,000. So it looks like they wanted to keep the price on the XT5 around where the SRX was. There's little things you don't see, like you don't see that there's a 12-volt outlet right there, and you don't see that there's a little cubby right there. The seats are big and plush. It's exactly like the SRX. Like, even with the different shaping of certain things, it's still exactly like the SRX. And it's going to be, this car is going to sell really well, especially to people who bought SRXs on leases and are taking their SRSs back for, you know, lease recalculation. And the SRX will also come with the same mirror from the CT6 that allows you to see behind the car, and I demonstrated that when I did a CT6 review. There's not a whole lot new to talk about with this car. Like, some people be like, oh yeah, well, you gotta talk about the suspension, you gotta talk about... Listen, guys, drive yourself one of these, come in for a test drive, because some people say, oh yeah, you're being biased, yeah, you didn't talk about the aluminum suspension. Listen, guys, listen. First of all, no serious car buyer is worried about some goddamn aluminum suspension. The only thing they're worried about is the thing spacious enough, how much does it cost, and is it powerful enough to get me from 0 to 60 highway entrance speed without me getting hit by a Mack truck. That's what people are worried about. And then I think on top of all that is, how do I look in the car? And frankly, I would say that if you got one of these XT5s, you will look good, because this thing looks great. It's a massive improvement over the SRX, a massive improvement. Interior and exterior, massive improvement. So Caddy Man, you can save your angry comments, because I know you're winding up for the pitch. Oh, this fool don't know what he's talking about. It's not even a segment. Listen, I know you're winding up for the pitch, but honestly, I don't have anything negative to say about this. I think going crossover was probably a great thing. Unlike the ATS, you can escape the, you know, the low leg space complaints, and you can escape some of the power complaints, because nobody's really driving a crossover that fast anyway. I would like to see Brembo brakes on one of these. I'd like to see a fast version. I doubt it's going to happen, but putting the 3.0 liter turbo from the CT6 with some Brembo Cadillac brakes on this, that would be really, really cool. And I'd really like to see that. I don't think they're going to do it, but I'd really like to see it. So Caddy Man, you can just save your comments, because I know you want to attack me. But you know what? I'll tell you what, when you're buying this stuff instead of just talking, then that's when you can start with the attacks.